You are listening to Toronto's only pure metal show, The Red Switch.
Bravura is a progressive metal band hailing from Kitchener, Ontario. The guys, Duckman, Travis, Jonah, Justin, and Darren, were all in town and stopped by to set up the show for all the Bravurians out there. Alright, well, like I said before, I actually did look up the name, and after finding out what it meant, I gotta say you guys must be pretty cocky from what the name means. Because, okay, this is what it means. Bravura in Spanish means fierceness, ferocity, and bravery, or in English, great technical skill and brilliance shown in a performance. Is this what Bravura is?
Yes, yeah, totally, 100%.
We are the epitome of everything you just said.
No, not even. We're down to earth, brother. We're just kidding.
No, but the point is, though, that you guys do back it up. Obviously, all you have to do is just listen to the album, and you can kind of get a taste of what Bravura is. Technical skills.
Lots of guitar solos. Harmonies all over the place, brother.
All right, well, a little backgroundness of your band, Merciless and Prominence. You guys came together from those two groups.
Well, Prominence was an old band that me and the drummer Darren had. We used to jam in a pig barn, actually. And that just fell apart, and we met up with these guys after we went to KCI for a little bit, moved to Kitchener, and just started from there.
What has that been like so far, playing on the road?
It's been fun, man. You know, you get there and you're banging out and the crowd goes nuts, you know. The microphone hits you in the teeth and, you know, bust them up. That was our last show. We were just at the Lank on Friday, and we were playing like in the middle of this. It was almost like a mosh pit, and we were doing our songs, and all of a sudden some guy gets shoved right into the mic, and it smashes me in the teeth, and we carried on, but it didn't feel so good.
This inevitably happens all the time. People want to know, what do you guys call yourselves? You always get labels that are subscribed to the group. You could be called the prog rock, prog metal.
Anything and everything.
Technical noise.
Yeah, you could call it that, but I won't.
It's got a lot of old school feel to it, as well as, you know, some of the new school stuff too. So it's kind of like taking, you know, both genres of old and new and mixing them together, and this is what you got.
We grab a whole bunch of influences from a wide variety of bands and try not to make them clash too much.
What are some of the more notable groups that influence Bravura?
Oh, there's a huge list.
Yeah.
It spans all the way from like Megadeth and all the old school bands, Metallica, to the new age ones like As I Lay Dying, all the breakdown bands, Children of Bodom, like, and then all the way to the other side, which is like Paul Gilbert, all the virtuoso guitar players that are just a huge influence for these three. Yeah, Yngwie. And like even coming down to writing styles, like I grabbed some of that from some softer bands, like well, softer in comparison to us at least, like Muse or Silverchair.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At least for me.
For you, at least.
Yeah, he's the sappy vocalist that does all the harmonies.
Oh, really? So on all the tracks that we hear, all the harmonized, clean vocals are coming from yourself.
Well, him and
Justin and
myself, yeah.
yourself.
But typically I like make them. I create them in my head, and then Travis is quite the predominant writer, and we just sing what he tells us to sing.
So who's the one that provides us with all the Cookie Monster growls?
That would be Jonah. Care to give us an example?
The death growl.
All right, ready?
Oh, cookie.
That's good cookie. And that's all inhalation breathing, too. He doesn't do it screaming outwards.
So basically it's cheating.
Well, I guess the technique, that's important as well, but what is important is the way it sounds, right?
You know, you're in a horror movie and that's the soundtrack, and that's, you know, someone's about to get murdered, so if that's not the impression I leave, then I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. How accessible do you guys want your music to be? I mean, obviously you cater to the metal fans out there, but would you be adverse to saying, having, I guess, people that are not interested in the metal scene listen to you guys and say, hey, this sounds pretty good?
We have that song, Another Nail, that Duckman wrote. Extreme has that song more than words, but at the same time, they have all those other songs that are, you know, completely metal. Like, they've got a really awesome, crazy shred guitarist in it, but at the same time, like, they're like one of their better-known songs is just that soft song that made him famous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone who listens to it says, you know, I'm not a metal fan, but that one song was sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's got more feel to it. and vocal oriented and stuff like that. And then you got the other ones where you bang your head off the dashboard going 120 miles an hour down the freeway. You know, you got to have both worlds.
Exactly. How many cities have you guys played in so far? Which would you say has been the best one in terms of the crowd enjoying the music, getting a kick out of it?
We play the shows where we have like no equipment, and those like vocally suck, but all the people that are there are hammered as hell, so it turns out to be a good show, except for when Caleb gets a mic in the mouth. But the other shows that we've played, like say at Rock and Roll Heaven in Toronto here, was vocally one of the best shows we've ever done. It sounded great because the vocal system, like the PA system there, was awesome as compared to these crappy little shows where we're playing with like 15-inch speakers, like, and you can't hear a goddamn thing you're saying. Like,
I got a hypothetical question for you guys. If you guys could go on tour across North America or Europe, what bands, any bands, would you prefer to go on tour with?
Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC.
maybe we could get Backstreet Boys together again. That'd be awesome.
Bring them back?
No,
Sync,
but-
man.
Any band, really. I mean, something that would be similar to us, obviously.
All your main influences.
Well, I guess, you know, for me anyway, it'd probably be if I could open up for Metallica, that would probably just be like my utmost dream, probably.
So that would be like the dream tour for you guys.
For me.
I'd like to play on the Wacken Festival just with all those great metal bands. I'd like to go on What's He Building in there. They're another local group that we played with that are on tour right now, actually, and they're going across Canada. Protest the Hero for me. I know it's kind of lame for you guys, but I like them. They'd be pretty cool. Another local band, the Karmic here, they sound pretty cool too.
Justin brought up the fact that you guys had just recorded a track. Is there a new album in the works right now?
Oh, yeah. I was just at the drummer's house recently, just getting things set up for the drums. Got all the ghost guitar ready so he can just drum away to it. And thus far, it's sounding pretty good. So just got to get it all done, and then we can start actually recording.
So that's what Bravura is working towards right now?
Yeah. We've purchased all of our equipment. Like, I mean, I got the mixer. Jonah got all the mics and stuff. I own a decent computer. Does that count?
That counts?
So that we
You know,
have to pay
oh, yeah. Caleb's got the monitors. We've got all the, like, necessary equipment to do, like, a home recording.
Yeah.
Totally independent, yeah. I've been studying up on a lot of things, like recording-wise, so I like to think I know a thing or two, so we'll be able to produce something that sounds commercial quality, even though it came out of a basement and a garage.
Yeah.
Well, that's the demo, right?
Yeah, the demo. But think
Really?
of the demo times a billion.
Well, as I mentioned before, we're talking about the vocals. You guys incorporate clean vocals, and you have a lot of death growls and a lot of hardcore in there. Is that something you guys think about when you come to the table writing music, writing lyrics, things like that? Do you think to yourself, wow, this should really sound like this should sound like that, or just let it flow, whatever comes out?
Yeah. Typically, Duckman comes up with, like, all of our, vocals and stuff. He sings them, and then once it comes time to, like, really focus on them, I'll come up with a harmony or four to go over top of them. And then that's where, In Sync comes into play.
We Are Not All Broken. That song seems to confront substance abuse. Am I wrong? Is there any...
No, you're definitely right, yeah.
Is there ever been an issue with drugs or alcohol or anything like that in the band?
Not too crazy yet. I mean that song was more underline that. No, but that song was more of my friend was going through some stuff, and I was really close to that person, and I kind of felt what they were going through, and I kind of wrote that on their behalf, sort of. I don't even know if they know that, but that's the truth of We Are Not All Broken. It's pretty much saying, like, there's people that are pretty, screwed up in this world, and we're not all like that, And in that song, it tries to say, like, treatment is what, you need and stuff like that. But, yeah, that was the bottom line of that song.
Another one, Hangman's Snare. Seems that there's some religious aspects to that. Okay, what it says here, the verdict is finally in. Judgments have been made and you have sinned. Once respected, now a criminal, attending your own funeral, pray for your rotten soul. Are you guys spiritual, religious, or are you kind of
well,
being